What is happening, everybody? It's your buddy Aaron and welcome back to another G35 video. Took a little break. I know you guys were getting hit with like a video every single day for the last like 5 days, but I had to take a little bit of a break because I just got like super burnt out. I'm so tired. I had yesterday off and I did a whole bunch of little things on the G35 and I had a lot of distractions. A lot of kids were playing outside, people were making noise and stuff, so I didn't want to make a video, and I'm kind of glad I didn't because I just wasn't like in that right mindset. But now everything is cool, I'm well rested, and we are ready to jump into some more modifications for the G35. Today I got some really exciting stuff. Today we're going to be diving into the motor mounts for the G35. We're going to be putting on the transmission mount, and we're also going to be getting the G35 ready for E85. That's going to be the biggest thing in this video. So when we are switching a G35 or converting a G35 to handle E85 fuel, we're going to have to change two things. We're going to have to change one, the injectors, and two, the fuel pump. So you guys already know that we went and picked up the Nissan OEM GTR injectors. So we have some OEM Denso injectors right here. For the GTR, they're 550cc injectors that we're going to be putting in our G35. So this is number one, going to be able to withstand that E85 fuel, and number two, be able to push out a little more fuel to the injectors so that we can get a little bit more power. Over here we have the Z1 polyurethane transmission mount that we're going to be putting on our CD09 transmission, which is down there. And then we also have our Z1 polyurethane engine mounts that we are going to be installing pretty much to the engine right here. And then moving on, in this little box, we got our nice little Walbro 485 fuel pump that I also got from Z1motorsports.com. I'm going to give a huge shout out to Static Garage and at Static Martin because he went ahead and put this Walbro 485 fuel pump in his car, and they're like the only people who made a video of it and put it on YouTube. So they pretty much went over all the little pointers and things that you have to do to the stock fuel pump housing. You might have to cut it a little bit and then go ahead and rewire everything when you're changing the fuel pump out. So I watched their video, I learned a little bit, and now I'm just gonna go ahead and relay that in this video. Hopefully I can teach you guys something. But yeah, huge shout outs to them because they definitely did it first. So I thought it was just as simple as changing out the fuel pump and rewiring that, which looks like this comes with, you know, a connector. Maybe you have to cut that connector and wire this connector on there. That's probably what we're gonna have to do, because yeah, it looks like it comes with the whole kit, comes with the wires, comes with everything you pretty much need. But we're gonna get into that once we get into that. I know you guys eyeballing that little uprev box right there. You already know I went ahead and picked up that uprev cable so that whenever we do get our G35 tuned, we can go ahead and flash it ourselves. We can get a nice little E-tune before we can bring it over to the dyno, so the G35 is nice and safe to run once we put everything in there. So just to give you guys an update on the engine and how everything is coming along, because I did do a couple things off of camera. I just wanted to show you guys, we did have to get our custom drive belts, because with this super damper ATI pulley, on the Z1 website when you're purchasing this, it says that if you buy the race version, you will have to change your belts. But if you buy the street version, you shouldn't have to change your belts. And I bought the street version and I have to change my belts. So I'm gonna put a picture right here. These are the two belts that you guys are gonna need if you have the 2006, 2007 G35 with the idler pulley delete. As well as your ATI super damper. You're gonna need that 50-inch belt. I was able to get that from my local O'Reilly's, and then I did have to custom order the Dayco belt. Somewhere deep in the forums they have these belts and their specs, but they didn't have the one for the with the idler delete. So I kind of had to go and try a bunch of different drive belts and see which one actually fit. It's 20 millimeters wide, it's a 6 rib, and it's 50 inches long. And over here I believe it's 33 or 34 inches. But either way, you guys got the part numbers. Just go ahead and order those specific belts if you guys have this same setup. If you guys have the idler and you're not going to be deleting it, then I think in the forums they have the size of this belt as well as this belt. So that's how I found this belt, but this one I had to kind of custom find myself. We got most of our blue hoses on it. It's looking pretty cool right now. Over here, taking a look at the engine bay, everything's looking real nice. It actually looks super blue right now. Of course, once you get the light on, it looks a little bit more purple, but I'm loving that. I'm loving the color shifting. It's looking really good. I went ahead and took the masking off of the BC coilovers as well as the little tubes for the hoses and whatnot. And went ahead and started putting the harness kind of back to where it should be. I went and sanded down on some areas where all the grounds are. I sanded the paint down to the bare metal so that I can have a really good ground. Definitely don't want to be blowing any coil packs and whatnot. As you guys can see, I salvaged the old ground kit from the other G35. And it's so interesting because I never thought I would be painting my future G35's engine bay like purple blue, and like these audio cables that I use for my ground kit almost match it like really well, especially putting them up next to the Z1 hose kit that I purchased. So just having that whole blue on the inside is freaking sick. I'm super stoked on that. So this is going to pretty much go to the upper plenum. This is going to go to the front cover, and then this one runs to directly to the battery negative terminal. And then there's going to be one more that I'm going to put from the transmission to the chassis of the car. And that will be our complete grounding kit pretty much. There's also another ground wire over here that goes to the chassis right here. My dumbass thought this was the hole, and I started sanding down that hole right there. And so there's a little bit of bare metal right there, but then I realized it and then started sanding down that one. And yeah, so I might just have to touch that up a little bit, but it's okay, it's not too bad. So that's pretty much our update for over here. Just when I put on the reservoirs, the brackets and everything, bolts that go into the engine bay. And we're pretty much just waiting for the engine to be dropped in so that we can go ahead and connect everything as far as the harness up there. This harness was also a little messed up. Since on the old harness I had a bunch of extra connectors from the old G35 that I cut off, I went ahead and rewired some new connectors for the side marker lights. So I have some new connectors here for the side marker lights that I rewired. There were also a couple of fuel injector plugs that were not looking so hot, so I went ahead and rewired those as well. Just a bunch of little stuff that you wouldn't think if you were rushing and doing this whole thing and trying to get everything all together, and you wouldn't think about them until you get to them and you're like, oh crap, this wire is messed up or it's nasty or it's broken and I'm gonna have to rewire it. So I went ahead and just kind of inspected everything that I had to do, all the little things, before going ahead and dropping the engine in, just to make sure I have all my little fine things done. Plus my back was hurting like crazy. I probably could have went ahead and put the engine in this weekend, but I was not up to it. Back is killing me right now because just painting the engine bay, I think I did something, kind of screwed it up a little bit. So I just been doing yoga and, you know, trying to stay on top of that and trying to get it, you know, back to feeling okay again before going hard and putting the engine in. So taking it easy right now, and we're gonna go ahead and jump into those fun mods. Let's do it. This poor washing machine has taken such a beating over the last like couple months of me using it. Anyway, we're gonna be using it today to go ahead and replace our injectors. So let's go ahead and get started. I believe we're just removing these little metal clips right here. Yeah, it's really easy. You just kind of spread them, you know what I'm saying? Take them off, and then I think they just pop out. See, now I don't know. Shit, now I'm scared, bro. This should just pop out, dude. Okay. Yeah, they just pop out, you know? Alright, so that's one of them. There's really no huge difference in the way they look. These are definitely a little bit heavier. And these are definitely a little skinnier looking. But yeah, they're pretty much the same. We're gonna go ahead and drop this one in there. And yeah, do the same thing for all 6. Almost looks like the stock hole looks a little bit bigger. There we go. So on Static Garage's channel, they did mention not to push the GTR injector too far into the rail, otherwise you won't be able to put this clip all the way around it and it won't secure it correctly. So I'm gonna show you guys that right now. So just remove the clip, go ahead and pop it out. Let's get our new injector. So you guys see how there's a little cut in the injector right here? That's pretty much where the sleeve, the clip, go ahead and pretty much sits over that and clips in just like that. So when you're putting this injector in, you don't want to put it all the way in so that it passes that little slit, because then you won't be able to seat it correctly. So just put it in a little bit. So just put it in a little bit to where there's a little bit of that slit sticking out. Then you can go ahead and secure it with the clip. Wait, cut, hold on guys, wait, time out. It's actually cold enough here in Florida for me to go ahead and throw on that DoubleASupply hoodie. If you guys want a super sick hoodie, I know it's cold out right now, go over to DoubleASupply.com. It's 20% off of all the merch right now. So that means, yes, 20% off of these hoodies. You guys can pick up a super sick G35 hoodie. Everything is 20% off. Go over to DoubleASupply.com. Support your boy over here with the G35 build. Head over to DoubleASupply, get that merch. Let's get back to it. Alright, check it out guys. So we got our GTR injectors installed onto our G35's fuel rail. They're looking pretty sick, man. I'm loving the blue. It's definitely going to match the engine bay and all the hoses, even though you're not really going to see them at all, like ever. But still, that's pretty sick. It's that Denso OEM, boy. Looking real good. So in any normal injector installation video, we would probably go ahead and install this fuel rail onto the motor. But right now, we are currently waiting on one more horsepower mod. So we're not going to be installing this fuel rail. I just wanted to go ahead and prepare it with the new GTR injectors on there. So we're just going to set this back down right there. If you guys think you know what this horsepower mod is, go ahead and let me know down in the comments. If you guys are following my Instagram, DoubleAG35, you would already know what this mod is because I already told you guys. I should be receiving it sometime this week, and then we're going to go ahead and install it, and that's literally the last mod that we're going to need until we install the engine and the transmission into the G35. So we got the injectors done. We're going to go ahead and install the engine mounts now. Let's do it. They're actually pretty light. You know, it's all aluminum. You got that little bit of rubber in there. It's not too much. I'm gonna guess that the bottom part is the part where the bushing is gonna go. So I think it goes like this. So let's just double check the paperwork, you know? Okay, so that's pretty easy. Oh, are they different bolts? Oh, they're different bolts anyway, so you just can't fuck this up. Wait, so does that mean that's the bottom? Oh god. See, now I don't even know. No, let's see. No, that's the bigger nut. That goes on the bottom. Okay. These are the ones that were up there. Yeah, okay. I could tell because of the old bolt circle is as small as these, so yeah. So let's go ahead and install our new Z1 polyurethane engine mounts. Alright, we got that one on. It's looking pretty sweet. I'm hoping it doesn't cause like insane amounts of vibration. I know it's going to be a lot more than the regular, you know, of course the OEM engine mount. But I'm hoping it's not going to be along the lines of something like unbearable, because these cars are already really obnoxious. And as kind of a street car, you know, yeah, fuck it. Whatever. So the stock engine mounts also had these little plates, like aluminum plates that you would put right here. And then you'd put this right there, but honestly, like, what do I need this for? I get that it's probably a heat shield for certain things, like the rubber and everything like that, but whatever. Alright, sweet, we got our engine mounts installed. So there's only two lower engine mounts, and then there is the transmission mount. Let's take this. Let's go over here. It's a little bit of a mess over here, but that's alright. Let's see. What do we have right here? I think it's a 17, or maybe I'm way off. Maybe it's a 14. I don't know. It's probably a 14. Let's go ahead and take off those two and then put this one on. Let's do it. So it's definitely a 14 millimeter. So I guess you can adjust this front and back to, I guess to adjust to wherever the brace sits when you're installing the transmission. So I'm not gonna go ahead and put these down super tight, but I'm gonna make sure they are nice and tight so that we can go back and readjust them when we are installing it in the car. Alright, so we got the Z1 polyurethane transmission mount mounted to the transmission. It's looking really good, nice and shiny. We have the Z1 motor mounts attached to the engine, and yeah, now that all the fun and all the easy stuff is done, now we get to do the hard stuff, which is not really that hard, but we have to remove the fuel pump and we have to figure out how to take it apart and how to pretty much modify it to add this Walbro 485 fuel pump in there. So yeah. Surprise! I'm going to be ending the video right here, guys. I want to give you guys a huge thank you so much for watching this video. It became a really long video with the Walbro E85 fuel pump, so you guys are going to have to wait until the next video to go ahead and check that one out. But make sure you smash that like button. If you guys are new, hit that subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.